time now to settle the body. So begin in a comfortable sitting position and ensure that the spine is straight and the head and neck are in line with the spine and the shoulders are back and down but relaxed. Place the hands on the knees in a mudra of your choice, the eyes and the mouth lightly closed. And take a long deep inhalation, and when you exhale, release all of the events you've experienced so far today. And take another long deep inhalation. And this time when you exhale, release all of the interactions and conversations that you've had today in whatever form they may have taken. Just let them all go. And now take another long deep yogic breath in. And this time when you exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do after this class. And just allow yourself to be right here, right in this present moment. There's nothing else you need to do right at this moment. And return now to the natural breath. And in a moment, we'll move the awareness through the body. And as we do, please check in with your body and just take notice of any aches or pains or irritation that you may be feeling. And pay attention to this when we are doing the practices. If something's not right for you, please do something else or even visualize the practice. It can be just as beneficial. The main thing is to work within your body's range of movement. So move the awareness now to the soles of the feet and gently move the awareness now up through the feet into the shins and the calves and into the knees and up through the thighs and the buttocks and into the hands as they are on the knees and up through the hands into the wrists and the forearms and up through the elbows to the upper arms. And now moving the awareness up through the torso and also up through the back, up through the spine, focusing on each vertebrae on the way up to the shoulders and the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head, and around now to the face, and releasing any expression on the face before placing the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now we'll chant Om 3 times, Om Shanti, and I will chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our tradition, our practices, and to each other so we can all learn together. Breathing in for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karava Vishavahe Tejasvinadvaditamastu Ma Vishavahe Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And now we'll begin the practices by lying down in Shavasana. It will be quite a slow and restful class today. And today is actually Diwali, which is a Hindu tradition that focuses on light overcoming darkness. So that's going to be the theme of today's class. So focusing on light and positivity. So lying down in Shavasana, if that works for you. And we'll begin first with leg raising. So you might like to put your hands underneath your buttocks and just to brace the back. If you have any soreness in the lower back, it's a good idea to bend the opposite leg. And we'll begin with the right leg. So lift the right leg straight so that the sole of the foot is in line with the ceiling, pushing through the heel. And then as you exhale, gently bring the foot back to about 10 centimeters above the floor. This is one round. Complete another 4 rounds in this way, inhaling on the upward movement, pressing through the heel, exhaling on the downward movement. After the 5th round, bring the right leg back to the floor and take a few moments to observe the difference between right and left, and then complete the practice on the left side with the left leg. And after your 5th round, lie in Shavasana and just observe the effects of the practice. For our next practice, bring the knees to the chest and hug the arms around the knees. Inhale and then exhale and gently bring the nose up towards the knees. Hold for a few moments and then inhale and gently bring the head back to the floor. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. And after your 5th round, on your 5th round, hold for a bit longer than the others and then gently come back into Shavasana. And now bring the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks. And then if you have space, bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to fall to the sides, like you would do in, say, at the butterfly. So bringing the soles of the feet together. So bringing the knees up to center and then allowing the knees to fall to each side. Yeah, that's right. And then soles of the feet together. Bring the hands in front of the chest in Pranayama Mudra, and then bring the arms up. You're still in Pranayama Mudra above the head, stretching up. So a stretch, but it's between sort of the inside of the thighs and the torso. Then inhale, bring the palms back to the chest and the knees back together. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. Apologies if my instructions were not very clear with that one. This is a really great stretch, really a full body stretch. And after your 5th round, which you also might like to hold a little bit longer than the others, come back into Shavasana. Our next practice is a form of a bridge. So for this one, bring the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks again, and then put the palms on the floor underneath the buttocks, again to brace the back. And then inhale and bring the buttocks up to lift the buttocks up off the floor. And then exhale and gently bring the back to the floor. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. And just hold for your own duration. And come back to Shavasana after you finish the practice, and allow the body to rest for a few moments and just observe the movement of energy around the body from these practices. We'll next do a spinal twist. So bringing the feet again flat on the floor in front of the buttocks, and then placing the hands either behind the head, as long as your elbows can reach the floor. If not, just bring the arms out at shoulder height, allow them to lie on the floor. Inhale, and then as you exhale, allow the knees to turn to the right and turn the head to the left. And allow the body just to ease into the spinal twist. When it's right for you, inhale, bringing both knees and head back to center. Exhale, bringing the knees to the left and the head to the right. And complete another 4 rounds in this way. And after your fifth round, come back to Shavasana. And we'll do one more practice in terms of asana. So for this one, place the palms on the floor beside the body. So they're flat on the floor. And then inhale and then bring the arms up. So they're sort of at shoulder height in front of the body. And stretch out through the arms. And then continue bringing the arms above the head so the backs of the hands rest on the floor. And stretch through the body. Inhale. And then bring the palms back to shoulder height, stretching out. And then continue on bringing their hands with the palms back on the floor beside the body. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. So really stretching out through the arms. And when the arms are above the head, really stretching the full body, getting that full body stretch. And once you've finished your 5th round, then bring the knees to the chest again. So this is all in your own time. Bring the knees to the chest, wrap the arms around the knees and just roll on the spine. It could be side to side, it could be front and back. We'll do circles. Just to ease up and free up the spine and the lower back. And when you can take your time with doing this one, and when it's right for you, lie down again in Shavasana. And we'll move from in Shavasana now. We'll do Pranayama from Shavasana, so breathing practices, and then we'll go straight into Yoga Nidra. So please get whatever you need now. If you need a blanket or a pillow or anything of that nature, just to make sure that you're comfortable, please get that stuff ready for yourself now. So then you can really just enjoy the practice without having to move. And so lying down in Shavasana, and if you have any lower back issues, it's always a good idea to put a cushion under the knees, and that helps to alleviate any lower back pain as well. Okay, so with the arms a little bit away from the body, with the palms facing up, ensuring that there's nothing constricting on the torso. You don't have any sort of glasses on or anything that's going to stop you from relaxing, and allowing any tension to be released from the legs so that they're just flopping to the sides. Checking that your spine is straight, that you're balanced, and that your head and neck are in line with the spine. And just now bring the awareness to the natural breath and just observe your natural breath and how it's inhaling and exhaling in response to the practices that we've completed so far. Just observe how with the inhalation, the abdomen expands and the chest expands. And then on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. And you may want to deepen the breath just a little, just to expand the abdomen on the inhalation, just like a balloon expands. And the same with the chest. And then watch the chest subside and the abdomen subside on the exhalation. And so we're preparing for a deeper breath because the practice we'll do is Viloma, but from a lying down position. And so Viloma is a staggered breath. And so we'll do it in two different ways. The first way we'll stagger the inhalation. And so you need a full yogic breath for this. So a full yogic breath is where you breathe into the abdomen and then into the chest and the upper chest. So you're filling your body with as much air as you possibly can. And so for Viloma, using the inhalation as the staggered breath, you breathe in and pause for a moment, breathe in more, pause, and then complete the inhalation. And then it's one long, unbroken exhalation. So complete 5 rounds with the staggered inhalation. And Viloma helps you to expand your lung capacity, and also it helps you to learn how to control your breath. Some of my students actually use Viloma when they wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep. They actually find it really helpful to get them back to sleep, which is interesting. I haven't used it in that way, but apparently it can be helpful for that. When you've completed, and again, all in your own time, no rush, when you've completed the 5 rounds of the staggered inhalation, then we change it to swap it around so that you stagger the exhalation. So when you stagger the exhalation, you complete a full yogic breath in, and then when you exhale and pause, exhale more and pause, and then complete the exhalation. So complete 5 rounds with the staggered inhalation and then 5 rounds with the staggered exhalation. And when you reach the end of both rounds, just return then back to the natural breath. And this is all in your own time. And ensure when you are back at your natural breath that you're observing how your body reacts to your inhalation and your exhalation, but also how your mind is reacting to. Where is your mind when you complete these practices? And now we'll prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. So again, just check in with your body and ensure that there is balance between the left and the right side of the body, that the legs are hip width apart. There's no tension in the legs. They're just relaxed and your feet are flopping to the sides. The palms are facing the sky. You may like to tuck in your chin a little just to check that your head and neck are aligned with the spine. And take a long, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, allow your body to melt into the floor. Take another long, deep inhalation. And this time, when you exhale, release any remaining tension in the body, particularly concentrating on the face, ensuring that you're not clenching your jaw, that you've released any expression on the face, that you're not tensing the muscles behind the eyes. Just let it all go. And feel the body's contact with the floor. Feel the back of the heels and the back of the legs against the floor. And feel the buttocks against the floor. Feel the back against the floor. Feel the backs of the hands and the arms against the floor. Feel the shoulders and the back of the neck against the floor. And feel the back of the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact make one complete plane of contact between the body and the floor. And become aware now of sound. Listen to the sounds way off in the distance, but don't try and identify the sounds as you hear them. Just move your awareness from one sound to the next. The awareness now to sounds just outside the room that you're in. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Move the awareness now to sounds inside the room that you're in. Move the awareness now to sounds inside the body, beginning with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. And bring your awareness now to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. If you don't have one, leave some space because it can emerge on its own. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body. Listen to my instructions, and as I repeat the name of a body part, place your awareness there. Mentally repeat the name of that part and visualize that body part. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now over to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, the entire spinal column. the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Moving now around to the face, beginning with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, and the eyebrow center, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, ears, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. And release the rotation now, and instead bring the awareness back to the natural breath. Observe how the natural breath at the nostrils has become very subtle. And observe the rise and fall of the navel in response to the natural breath. We'll now add a visualization to the natural breath in the following way. When you inhale, you will inhale golden healing light. When you exhale, you will exhale any pain, any discomfort, or anything that does not serve you. Inhaling golden healing light, exhaling any pain, discomfort, or anything that you would like to release. Just following on with the natural breath. And if the mind wanders, use the breath just like an anchor and bring it back to the practice. And on the next exhalation, release the breath visualization and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body is feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels so heavy that it's pressing against the floor. The body is pressing against the floor so much that it feels like it may be made out of lead or concrete. The body is feeling heavier and heavier, and it's pressing against the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness and replace it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels so light that it feels like it may drift away like a cloud at any moment. The body feels so light that it feels like it's barely touching the floor. The body is feeling lighter and lighter, that it's barely touching the floor. Release this feeling of lightness now and replace it instead with a feeling of coldness. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's outside on an icy winter's day. The hands and the feet feel cold and numb. The face feels numb. The wind whips through your clothing and chills you to the bone. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside on an icy winter's day. Release this feeling of coldness now and replace it instead with a feeling of warmth. The body's feeling warmer and warmer. The body feels like it's standing in front of a roaring open fire. The hands and the feet feel hot and sweaty. Heat radiates from the abdomen throughout the body. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's standing in front of a roaring open fire. Release this feeling of warmth now and release all of these sensations completely. Allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead now come to the space of the mind, space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. You are standing in a beautiful garden and it's twilight. The sun's just starting to fade. The birds are starting to chirp as they get ready for their slumber. And you can smell sweetness in the air. It smells like frangipani and flowers and roses and other flowers scent. But it also smells like sandalwood, like there's incense floating on the breeze. In front of you is a really well-cut, manicured lawn. And at the edge of the lawn on the other side is a staircase going up. And at the top of this staircase, you can see what looks like a huge candle. And so you decide to walk up this staircase. And as you walk up the stairs, with the sun going down, it gets darker with each step. However, the closer you get to the candle, it lights up the night sky. At the top of the staircase, you turn around and look down, and you see all the beautiful flowers below you, all the manicured gardens. And then you turn back to the candle. It feels quite warm because it's such a big candle. Next to this massive candle is a table, and on this table is a notepad and pen. On the notepad, you pick up the pen and you write down anything that you would like to let go of in this moment. Write it down on the piece of paper, taking your time. Really think about anything you would like to release. And once you've written it down, fold the piece of paper in half again, and step over to the candle and throw the piece of paper into the flame of the candle. And as you do this, you smell that sweet smell of sandalwood, as whatever was on that piece of paper is now released into the ether, released into the night sky forever. You feel like a weight has lifted, and you feel peace inside your heart. You thank the candle, and you turn back around and safely walk down the stairs back to the beautiful gardens below. And now you walk along the path of the garden and back into the room that you are in. And lying down again on your mat, you still feel that sense of relief and peace as you now call to mind your Sankalpa, positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space for it may emerge on its own. And begin to hear the sounds around you gently. And begin to allow your breath to deepen a little. And when your breath deepens, observe how it creates movement in the body. Observe how your deeper breath pushes the back against the floor. Check in now with your body and observe how you're feeling now compared to the beginning of the class. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to remember the room that you're in and the details of that room. Color of your mat, the color of your clothing and coverings. And remember the time of day. It's time to gently externalize. So begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes, taking your time and moving and stretching in a way that's right for you. You may like to gently move your head from side to side, whatever works for your body at this time. You may like to roll onto your right side for a few moments. When it's right for you, again, just taking your own time with no rush. Come up to a comfortable sitting position, keeping the eyes closed or downcast. The aim is to maintain this peaceful, straight state that you have created. And taking a few moments now, we'll move the awareness up through the body like we did at the beginning of the class, and just comparing how you feel now to how you felt at the beginning. So placing the awareness in the soles of the feet and bringing the awareness up through the feet and into the ankles and up through the calves and the shins to the knees. And moving the awareness up through the thighs and the buttocks into the back, into the torso, and also into the hands and up through the hands into the wrists, the forearms, the upper arms and the shoulders up into the neck. And moving the awareness to the back of the head, the crown of the head and into the base, before gently resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together we will chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to complete the practice. Breathing in. Om. Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.